Most supplements that claim to slow aging, total marketing hype. But a few actually do have some solid human research. Others are a complete waste of money. Today, I'm going to show you what supplements are actually worth your money. And I'll also share what supplements are not worth the hype and are just clever marketing. Every month, there's a new miracle drug. Patients are always coming in asking me, oh, what about this supplement? What about this supplement? Friends and family are always messaging me like, oh, look at this trend, look at this trend. It's literally continual. The problem is that most of these supplements have very, very, very small studies, and they're mostly done on animals versus drug studies are actually done on a large population, double blind, on lots of people, not just mice. And companies love to take these small trials on animals and turn them into large findings and try and sell them to people saying like, oh, this is the newest weight loss supplement based off of these 15 mice. Here's the reality. You cannot out supplement bad sleep, bad diet, and bad exercise. Those are the three fundamentals: sleep, exercise, diet. However, supplements can actually serve a purpose, supplementing those three fundamentals: sleep, exercise, and diet. So let's chat about a few of those supplements that I think might be worthwhile. The first one, there's been quite a bit of rage online about it, is creatine. So most people think that creatine is just for bodybuilders, but that's actually not true. So there's actually a lot of evidence, very well rounded evidence, to show that creatine can help support muscle growth and also prevent the breakdown. Do you want more independence later in life? Stronger muscles can lead to that. They lead to more mobility and fewer falls, less risk of injury, and usually a better quality of life. And there's actually data to support this. And there are some studies that actually show that creatine can also help with mental sharpness and improving cognitive function as well. So the second supplement that I believe that every person should be taking, I take this very religiously, is omega-3. Omega-3 is an anti-inflammatory supplement. So the North American diet is so high in inflammation. That's one of the leading causes to all these diseases that we have. And omega-3 decreases the inflammation. So people are always thinking like, oh, I need to take an omega supplement, and then they go grab the 3, 6, 9. However, 6 and 9, they're inflammatory particles, which actually cause more inflammation. So you actually need to have the ratio of omega-3 higher. So you want more omega-3 in your diet, which is why people always say, oh, eat salmon. Salmon is high in omega-3. Generally, we want the omega-6 to omega-3 ratio to be a 4-to-1 ratio. In the modern North American diet, it's currently 16-to-1. So supplementing with that omega-3, the anti-inflammatory particle, can really bring down that ratio and make it more level. So you could eat salmon once a week or have some walnuts. Those are some good sources of omega-3 that you could have and add into your diet. So if you don't eat a lot of fatty fish such as salmon, adding an omega-3 supplement into your regimen is always a great idea. Why are omega-3s important? Specifically EPA and DHA. These can reduce your risk of cardiovascular events. Not only do they reduce the risk of cardiovascular events, they also can improve brain health and mental cognition. So the third supplement that I would recommend adding in to everybody is vitamin D. So if you're living in North America, most of the time you are not getting enough sunshine. Exposing yourself to sunshine actually increases your levels of vitamin D. So in North America, we just don't get as much sunshine as other areas of the world. Low vitamin D levels in the body have been linked to a lot of chronic diseases. So supplementing with it is very important. I don't know if anyone remembers, but I'm not gonna say the C word, but during that time, they actually found that people with low levels of vitamin D had a higher risk of death. And the fourth supplement, I consider this a supplement, is protein powder. Protein powder, thing that you add onto your diet. I wouldn't really consider this a meal per se. Whole foods are obviously better to be eating rather than eating protein bars and powder all day long. So I've kind of steered away from whey protein. It just doesn't work for me. When I was growing up as a baby, I didn't have any dairy, so I've kind of just stayed away from all dairy related things. When I do have whey protein, it really upsets my stomach. It usually ends up gurgly. Sometimes I can like break out. So I try to stick with either a whole food protein powder or a beef protein powder. Those are kind of my go-tos right now. So a protein powder can really help you hit your protein goal per day. Hitting your protein goal per day is one of the best things you can do. Not only is it good for your muscles, it's also good for your skin, right? So what is your skin made up of? Collagen. Collagen needs protein. So if you're not going to do it for your muscles, do it for your skin. Eating enough protein per day can actually keep you fuller for longer. Metabolizing protein actually takes more energy out of your body, and it's harder for your body to digest protein. So if you have the same amount of calories that you have carbs and protein, it will be way harder for your body to metabolize the protein than it would the carbs. The last supplement that I want to talk about is magnesium. Magnesium is such a good mineral. Magnesium is an essential mineral for muscle relaxation. Magnesium helps with sleep in a few different ways. So first, it helps calm the nervous system down, which is a crucial thing with going to sleep. You have to be calm. Magnesium also helps the gland in your body produce melatonin. So melatonin is the compound that's produced when you're about to go to sleep. And without adequate levels of magnesium in your body cannot produce melatonin. So a magnesium deficiency naturally would reduce the amount of melatonin being produced. Magnesium also helps reduce and lower stress and cortisol. So it actually helps reduce the amount of cortisol that's in the body at nighttime. It can really help prevent unwanted twitching and muscle cramps that can happen at nighttime that can disrupt your sleep. And there actually are some studies that suggest that magnesium can improve and enhance your deep sleep during the night. Deep sleep is the restorative type of sleep. What type of magnesium do I usually recommend? Usually for the general population, I just recommend magnesium glycinate. In Canada, it's a little bit more tricky to get your hands on it. It's easier to get it from a compounding pharmacy. Elsewhere, I think you can order it online, but just be cautious of reading the ingredient label. Sometimes they'll say, oh, magnesium glycinate, but then in there is actually a mixture of magnesiums and there's other ones added in. The other ones just are not as absorbed as well, and they can cause more gastrointestinal side effects like diarrhea. So that's why it's kind of important just to stick with the magnesium glycinate. Some people prefer the citrate just because it's a little bit cheaper. It does have good absorption too, but the glycinate component of the magnesium actually can help with relaxation as well. So that's my preferred. So lastly, let's chat about some supplements that there are the huge rage right now. Everyone's talking about them. I'm gonna Google what supplements should I get for my health, and I'll let you know what I find. So I'll put on the screen here what I have found. One of the ones is molecular hydrogen water tablets. Let's just think about this. That makes absolutely no sense. That's not gonna do anything for you. And they're charging $64 a bottle. Don't waste your money. The next one that I see here, which I've actually seen pretty popular lately, is sea moss. That sounds disgusting. So sea moss is supposedly rich in iodine, magnesium, and iron, which makes sense. It's from the sea. However, there's actually no reputable human trials for this. I'm not really sure if it would be worth your money. It just sounds like a very unenjoyable experience. My concern with the sea moss would definitely be heavy metal contamination. Where are they getting the sea moss from? What kind of testing are they doing to make sure it's not contaminated with heavy metals? Like heavy metals can even be iodine. So people with thyroid disorders don't want to be taking a lot of iodine. The other claim that sea moss says that it has is for gut health, which does make sense because it is a fiber supplement. However, I feel like there's better fiber supplements you can take that one would taste better, any vegetable. Remember that longevity isn't about the magic pill. Even the best supplements are not going to fix the bad habits. It's the consistent habits daily that are going to work. Sleep, strength training, and a nutrient-dense diet will do far more for longevity than any pill. Supplements should just be the bonus layer, not the foundation. What supplements are you most curious about? Drop a comment below and we'll discuss them in the next video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Take care of your body. It's the only place that you live.